Barbara Walters, the legendary broadcast journalist, ABC News correspondent, host of the Barbara Walters specials, creator and co-host and co-executive producer of The View. Her memoir, Audition, is out, and it's an instant bestseller. I'll tell you how instant. See this cover? It has sold an unprecedented 250,000 copies in less than a week. Does that surprise you?
It delights me. I don't know very much about publishing, but I hear that it is unprecedented, and it makes me very happy. That
of course, the press was unprecedented, too. I mean, you got so much.
Yes.
No, I mean, so you did. You got a lot of attention paid to it.
Mm-hmm.
So it must make you feel good.
It does make me feel good. The fact that people are buying the book, that, I mean, I'm not trying to do plug, but that young people have been coming up to me, and older ones, especially the young people, especially the young women who say, you know, you helped us. I mean, that gives me enormous satisfaction.
You've been romantically involved with 2 United States senators. Senator John Warner, great guy.
Wonderful man, wonderful senator.
Married to Elizabeth Taylor.
Married to Elizabeth Taylor.
Your affair wasn't when he was married to Elizabeth Taylor.
My affair with who?
Senator Warner.
Senator Warner. My friendship was before he married her. I interviewed both of them when he was married, and then after they divorced, we saw each other for a long time. We are very good friends. He's happily married, and we still talk to each other.
Was it difficult to write about things like relationships?
Well, I wrote about very few, but I wrote about Alan Greenspan and John Warner and Senator Brooke because they were meaningful relations in my life, but in particular about Senator Brooke, because this book in many ways is history. And I was trying to show the difference between the way a relationship with an African American was 31 years ago, which is when this happened, and the way it would be today.
You could never be public.
No, and that's and that is why it had. We knew that it had to break up.
Did you feel guilt knowing he was married?
Yes, and that's why we broke it up, because he was married, and it was. You know, there are people in life who've had relationships that had difficulties, or maybe even with married people. We knew it was wrong. We broke it up. And I put it in because of the way I put other things in the book, because I was going to tell the truth about my life.
Tell me about Jackie.
My daughter Jackie, who has terrible stage fright. She's on The View tomorrow. We taped it earlier, but you know, she had to do that for Mommy. This was the most difficult chapter.
You have 2 Jackies, your sister and your daughter.
All right. I assumed you were talking about my daughter.
No, either way. We'll start
let me start
way.
with my sister, because the book is dedicated to my sister and to my daughter. My sister was 3.5 years older than I. And she was, in those days, called mentally retarded. Today, they would call it developmentally disabled. And I loved my sister, but I also, when I was young, it made me feel different. I couldn't do a lot of things. I didn't have birthday parties because Jackie didn't. I didn't join the Girl Scouts because Jackie didn't. And I loved her, but I also, and I admit it, I also resented her. And when my little girl was born, I named her Jacqueline, after my sister, because I wanted my sister to feel that she too had a baby. And my daughter Jackie adored my sister Jackie. We have a
King Cam question about the campaign. Watch.
Hello, Barbara. I was just wondering, who's your candidate for president this year?
Well, you see, part of being in the news department, because I'm part of ABC News, is we do not give opinions. I don't mind writing in the book about my own life, but I don't give my opinions about political candidates.
What's your opinion of the way the race has gone?
Isn't one of the most fascinating races that we...
Ever.
I mean, I've covered campaign after... I've interviewed every president since Richard Nixon. I have never seen a campaign like this.